Welcome back to my new old house. It has not rained for over a week, and finally it's this beautiful, refreshing little shower coming through. I'm in the middle of cleaning these flower beds on the front of me, but I don't mind taking a break. I'm trying to figure out what's under this. I sure hope it's gonna be a wood that I can restore, or some kind of tile. We're getting somewhere. So I don't even have to worry about the tar that's up here, because that is just plywood. Look. Look what we got. Planks, maybe? I kind of lost count as to how many layers I've been through, but I was checking out the kitchen entrance from the dining room, and there's an 1.5 inch difference in the levels, so I think I'm getting close. Lots of plywood layers. I think it's like 2 maybe, and then tar paper. And I think we may have a 4 here. Is this my 4? I don't want to scratch it too much. So instead of just digging, I'm gonna cut this out. So here's the wood that I found under all these layers. And it doesn't look like it's ever been finished. It looks pretty raw. And I did wipe it off a little bit with water, that's why you see these spots. So you can see the board. We'll need a lot of sanding for sure to make it pretty. Luckily, they did not glue anything to it, so yay. It has like a roofing felt in between the original and everything else, so you kind of know how far you have to go with the cutting, so that helps. These layers, plywood, and everything else. It was just a mess to clean, but imagine doing the whole entire floor. So doing the whole entire floor is going to be fun. Lots of debris. I may have to get a dumpster. I'm gonna plant sweet potatoes and a pepper in this bed because I have plenty of space. And I really wanted sweet potatoes, but the other beds don't have space. So this is 6 plants, big, nice plants of sweet potato vines. And I have 1 bell pepper, or maybe more than 1, but I'll just put this in the middle. And I'll definitely will have to cover it. And I happen to have this old cover left over from previous years, so I'm gonna make a nice covered bed here because the sweet potato vines would not survive. The bunnies love it, and I have a woodchuck running around here. He probably loves it too, I don't know, but definitely this will get covered. I'll show you when it's done. Here is the finished bed with the sweet potatoes and a single pepper. There's the pepper, and I actually ended up with more than just 6 plants because a lot of them are doubles, 13 plants. This looks good right next to the chives. Let's check on the potatoes. They sure are getting big, so are the weeds. So like this one is a mint. How do I know? It smells like mint. And it does have a different leaf. I'm gonna have to come around and pull the big weeds at least again. And here are the strawberries with next to the weed. Again, I have to pull them out. This is a big strawberry. I think I'm gonna come around and just weed whack at least. It'll look better a little bit. Maybe later when it gets a little cooler. So this is the old garden. I am glad that I worked on the landscaping yesterday when it was nice and sunny and we got rain again. Good planning on my part. And we do need the rain, so I'm kind of enjoying this. Nice and cool. I mostly worked on extending the patio. I mean, I had dirt all over that section. Covered with wine, so I pulled up all the wine and shoveled away the dirt. It looks really good. The other things I've done yesterday after work, I've done this until the sun went down, basically cutting these bushes down, and I'm not done. I'm gonna cut them to the level of the ground. I just wanted to do as much as possible. Again, the most difficult part of cutting these bushes is not the cutting, it's hauling them away. That's what took me the most effort. But I do like how the patio turned out. You can see the edges. I'm gonna clean up this little bed, quotes, because even though it does have some flowering spring bulbs, it doesn't really add much to the summer. So what I'm gonna try to do is actually kind of make it smaller, and I'm probably gonna cut that chunk down, that stump, I'm not sure, or I might use that stump to put like a bird bath on the top of it. I will see how it looks once I take all the vine off. But this is gonna be like a sickle shaped little garden just here in the corner. And I'm gonna plant some flowers in there. As far as this little garden goes, I'm not sure I'm gonna do anything with this particular portion or if I'm gonna extend the patio to meet that walkway that's coming out of the laundry room. So this is the back of the laundry room. Right now I just cut them down so they were really tall beyond this window and blocking my view basically and the light. And this one as well. So I still have to cut this down more. But I ran out of daylight yesterday. And I will have to trim that monster one of these days. The other thing going on is that I moved most of my kitchen into the laundry room. So right now this is the temporary kitchen. Here is my dishwashing station in the laundry room. And the reason why I'm moving my kitchen, because we're getting ready to demolish the kitchen. So all the cabinets, the dishwasher still needs to come out, the sink needs to come out, the old stove needs to come out. So this is all gonna be big empty space. Now I'm trying to save the pools. The laundry room, I'm gonna repaint all the cabinets. I decided to keep the cabinets because they're very useful storage, and the doors are perfectly closing, nothing really warped. But I definitely want to replace these handles. These old handles will look much better to kind of keep the old style. So I'm using those, reusing those. What do you think? It's gonna be kind of a white creamy color. I think I'm gonna paint the cabinets, and then this handle, it's gonna look good for the laundry room. Also, some of these drawers are in good shape. Maybe I'll just give them away. Otherwise they're gonna end up in a dump. And I just discovered that there are some good features in this old kitchen actually. They have a plug-in here, and then you can bring this out and use your appliances. I don't know how you actually put this back, right? So you can hide your appliance. So that's kind of modern. So take a look at the before, and then eventually we're gonna have an after. Refrigerator gonna be right there. The stove's gonna be a little bit more this way. And I'm gonna have a corner cabinet here with the sink. So the sink is gonna be cornered because otherwise I could not have a big sink, since it would have been impossible to center it to the window to have a bigger sink. So it's gonna be this way, which is okay with me. And in general, the dishwasher gonna be where you see it, probably, mostly. Probably closer to the sink maybe. And eventually I'm gonna get rid of this radiator and all that, because that's really not a usable space right now. This is gonna go, so I'm gonna have a clear view and passage of that window, because there is a staircase going up to one of the bedrooms. So I wanted to be able to get a better flow of that, and the kitchen needs to have a better flow where I'm not gonna have this peninsula that you have to walk around right now to get into the kitchen. So it's gonna be open, but I'm gonna have an island right here where you see the blue outline. So it's gonna be opened up in the middle of the kitchen. This side, we're still gonna have a little bistro table with a couple of chairs for breakfast. The radiators will all gonna be gone. I think I'm gonna hire someone to do that. I don't feel like dealing with that because that has to be removed, and the whole pipe system will need to be removed. And yes, I could do that, but I feel like I got better things to do. And I do want to make myself hire people this time, because I don't want to have a 2-year project. And of course that side is totally staying. And then there will be some new paint to refresh. So the trims and everything that you see in sort of a greenish gray right now will be painted a little more green, less gray. And the trims that you see around the bottom and the top will be painted, and the doors. So I'm keeping that style, and the wall that's going to be visible on this side, which is not much of it because I'm also going to have tiles under the cabinets right there. Tiles. But on the top, that's going to be visible. It's going to be this color, same as the bathroom upstairs. I've been testing the colors in different lights, and this is just a chip that I saved off so I can kind of see before and after. And all these different paint samples that I've been trying throughout the house, these are the rejects. But it's definitely coming together, at least in my head. And I will show you the progress as we go along. Exciting times, so come back later.